Colorado is recognized.
Madam Speaker, I rise today in support of House Resolution 1543, which honors my dear friend Dr. Jane Goodall on the 50th anniversary of the beginning of her important and groundbreaking work in Tanzania, Africa. Dr. Goodall is an inspiring, world-renowned primatologist and the world's foremost expert on chimpanzees. We celebrate the educational significance of her research launched at the Gombe Stream Chimpanzee Reserve 50 years ago, and her continued scientific research and her environmental conservation of chimpanzees and other primates, as well as her role as a role model for young men and women in the sciences. In keeping with her childhood fascination of chimpanzees, Dr. Goodall began studying the Kazakela chimpanzee community at Gombe Stream in 1960. In part because she didn't come from traditional research training, Dr. Goodall remained open to new ideas in the field and new approaches in primatology and research. Her pioneering observations of primate behavior forever changed our understanding of the similarities between humans and other animal species, especially those with complex social behaviors. In particular, Dr. Goodall observed that chimpanzees construct and use tools, develop unique and affectionate relationships with family members and individuals in a complex social structure, exhibit reasoned thought and a concept of self, and occasionally eat foods outside of a vegetarian diet. A few years after her initial research, Dr. Goodall published a collection of articles and books that today remains the foundational scientific works of chimpanzee and wildlife studies. Her works, like The Chimpanzees of Gombe, Patterns of Behavior and Through a Window, 30 Years Observing the Gombe Chimpanzees, detailed the range of behaviors that make up most of modern chimpanzee natural history, and they remain critical references for present-day students, researchers, and scientists. Dr. Goodall's research and publications also help inform the mission of the Jane Goodall Institute, which empowers individuals to improve the habitats of all living things through research, training, and increased awareness of animals, communities, and their environments. Her efforts in education, including the Roots and Shoots program, which is available at elementary through secondary school levels to students across the world, has helped instill environmental learning in a whole new generation of future civic, scientific, and business leaders. Dr. Jane Goodall was an inspiration to my own sister, Jordana, who acted as Jane Goodall in her 5th grade biology fair when we were growing up, and went on to a career in science, inspired in part, but like many millions of other young women, by the example of Dr. Jane Goodall and her high-profile role at a time when there were very few women in the research sciences. Madam Speaker, I'd like to express my strong support for House Resolution 1543, which honors the 50th anniversary of Dr. Jane Goodall's research on chimpanzee behavior and celebrates her incredibly important educational and scientific contributions to the field. I urge my colleagues to join me in supporting this resolution, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman